So why not to build some muscles? I would like to invite you to the World National Bodybuilding Federation. And thanks to OneStream, I had the privilege to be an EVS operator to this competition. I would like to show you and invite you to our little video journey of my 16 hours long shift. It was cool. So what's important there? It's always important to be a bit of EVS operator and engineer, because before I started playing out and doing replays, I set up the server. I just then did some modifications in the multicam, and I think it's super important that every operator knows just at least a bit of setup of EVS multicam and these things, because if not, we cannot control EVS fully, and we have to ask engineer about everything. And sometimes we can just make mistakes because we did not set up EVS well. So it's super important, and that's what I did when I arrived at the venue. And then I just started having fun. So one more time, thank you for OneStream for making that possible. Let's build some EVS muscles right now for the next 7 minutes, and don't forget to check our broadcast academy for the best VODs and manuals. So every journey starts with trying to get to the venue. So I woke up around 5:20 a.m. and I left around 6 a.m. in the morning. So I was at the venue at 7:26 a.m. and I just took a little walk, got into some conversations with the producers, what is required from me. I set up the server, and there was a countdown. So I prepared my commercials, and there was still 5 minutes to the air, and it was all so exciting. I could not wait to start. So apparently I had to do replays and highlights just after every sessions, and I believe we had around 80 or 100 sessions during that day, 16-hour shift. So I did really a lot of playlists and a lot of clips, filled the banks and pages. The show for me was a bit original. There was a bodybuilding, and mostly there were men, but there were also women. So I was surprised really because of the crowds. The crowds were there, and I was thinking that maybe 10 people will come, but it was in the peak. Really, the venue was full. So, as I said, there were men and women also. So we had a bit of differentiation between the different rules and replay styles, because according to the standards, we have to do the replay for men and women differently. So the biggest, not the issue, but the biggest thing was to be able to be focused and fresh after 10, 12 or 13 hours. It's not so easy when you don't have almost a break. One of the quite exciting things was that I was just reaching the limits of EVS pages and banks, and I had to start clipping less, because if I would be progressing with this speed and pace I started, I would be full before the show would end. So it's always like a marathon, not a sprint. You have to plan your tactics for the whole day. It was 10 p.m. I was still happy. I got some energetic drinks. Luckily, the producer of energetic drinks was main sponsor, so we had more than enough. So that was men and women. And as you see, I did a lot of clips. I filled the playlist with a lot of clips, and it was the constant fight with another replay, another highlight, and just a constant follow of the anchor on the stage, because we had a different turnaround, so we had to be super flexible. Doesn't matter if it was 10 a.m. in the morning or 11 p.m. Next night. So it was a really positively hardcore. So at the end we had this backstage video explaining what's going on and how everything is being prepared, and I was trying to play it before the show end, but apparently we had to put it in the front of my closing montage and highlights, and then I had these highlights, and at the end there was a commercial board part. So the show was really pushing to the limits, but I really and truly loved it. But the main thing I learned was just it's really super important to get some operational understanding of EVS, but not only, also engineering, because you have to set up your workflow. And also I was positively surprised that I used my editorial journalistic skills from the Warner Bros. News channel in Poland, where I spent 13 years. So from the interviews, which lasted around 10 minutes, I cut them short to 1 minute 40 seconds, and I gave them the proper narration, so everything made sense, and it's not so easy to do that. So I always say it's always nice to be able to cut the interviews well, even though if you're mainly doing sports and events, because you're doing still some interviews and a bit of journalistic skills, it's always necessary for the EVS operator. But let's stop talking and see the last part of my ending clip, and hopefully you like it. If you liked it, please leave some comments. 2:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm so happy. It's over. It's 15 hours, more than 15 hours of transmission. Everything is being rigged already. I did 120 clips in my closing montage. Let's go home. It's 1 hour drive. What was particularly exciting in this gig was that I had to put forward in the closing montage. It was 50 seconds of the main actor, and on the stage he was saying how do we do the broadcast, how the backstage looks like. So it was 50 seconds with the strict coordination with the audio mixer, audio engineer, 100% sound from EVS. Then we went to the music loop. It was around 3 minutes 6 seconds of music closing montage, and at the end we had exactly 2 minutes of the commercials. So it was one more time still not music loop, but 100% from the music from the EVS clips. So a lot of coordination, super fun. 122 clips as a closing montage only, and I finish after 15 hours at 2:30 a.m. So now it's time for rest. Tomorrow Grass Valley replay, Thursday Grass Valley replay, and from Sunday to Tuesday Simple Life Riddle. Life is so exciting when the office changes every day, huh? Cheers, and don't forget to check our Broadcast Academy for the newest VODs and manuals.